everyone, and welcome again to another fireside chat. So, today I'm speaking with Kyron Jeffers, and my name is Sean Melville for those of you who are tuning in for the first time. And today, my colleague and friend Kyron Jeffers is going to share a little bit about Dreammaker Studios and his role on the Blind Way Forward production, which we had done. So, this is the third session in a series of fireside chats. I have been invited to participate in a Young Leaders of the Americas initiative. I'm based in Kansas City. This is an opportunity, I believe, to amplify voices. And so the reason why I'm doing this is to shed light on all of the great work that we've been doing in the Caribbean, and specifically Trinidad and Tobago, and some of the key partners in the ecosystem that have helped to ensure that disability is at the forefront of the media. And the Blind Way Forward documentary was one of those videos that I think truly shed some light on visual impairment in a very positive way. And the key theme behind it is that you don't have to struggle as someone with a disability, especially if you have the support and the information that you need in life. I think the challenge that we face here in the Caribbean is that there's a lack of information. As Marlon, who's my co-founder, will put it, there's a whole lot of you don't know what you don't know. And so having had this sort of experience, I think it's important to highlight all of the key people. So I have Kyron Jeffers with me here. Kyron, could you just introduce yourself a little bit and tell them who you are, your role on the project, and of course, your organization?
Okay, hi everyone, tuning in from the Caribbean, the Americas, and the wider world. My name is Kyron Jeffers. I'm the director of Dreammaker Studios. We are a media company with a heart for outreach in Trinidad and Tobago, particularly concerning youth. I would like to believe that the media is a great vehicle for outreach, given its capacity for sustainable change, emotional change, the change of state. I remember studying in school the hypothermic needle theory, the way that the media to get into your heart and create a change of atmosphere, change of identity, and whatnot. As it comes to the Blind Way Forward, I was privileged to be both a film producer and the director of the project. It was a very comprehensive brief put together by my buddy Shorty. And a great project in the sense that it really empowers you with information, the information that you need to, should I say, get up and walk if you feel disabled. And disability can manifest itself in many different ways, emotionally, as well. So I really believe that that project gave you what you needed to get up and move.
All right, so thank you for sharing that brief introduction. So, Kyron, tell us a little bit about Dreammaker Studios and what sort of role Dreammaker Studios is having on the economy in terms of the vision that you have. Where do you see it going? And of course, in terms of, let's say, activism, or there's this whole concept of film as activism. What role do you see Dreammaker Studios having in that sort of area?
Okay, so our vision for Dreammaker Studios is to help make others' creative dreams come true through creative design. All right. We see creative dreams as design, the science, the knowledge, and the technical projects put together to create social change and change in society. So for us, we tend to focus on outreach for youth specifically, while pursuing our bread and butter business opportunities. In a perfect world, we would be creating content for outreach all of the time. Until that time, we do other corporate jobs, everything from weddings, video productions, arts, that kind of stuff. Right now, we're involved in a film called Skygo, which is meant for both educational outreach and for edutainment, as well as a level of social outreach. Our goal with the project is to address problems such as mental health and whatnot, bullying, um, general social issues that youth face through romance and sci-fi. All right. I don't think there's anything I missed.
No, that's perfect. So you have been focusing on a wider range of social issues, and so youth empowerment um, it is one of those areas that we've spoken about in the past. You've just spoken about it a little bit there. Tell us a little bit more about how your role in terms of using film has been able to support and empower youth. Give us some examples.
Okay, thanks for that question. All right, so the first time we tried outreach, it would have been, I think it was the same year that we did the Blind Way Forward. I volunteered to design a film club at my alma mater, Queens Royal College. The way that started is that I use the principles of creative design, which is meant to create social change, and apply that to the classroom. So I spent time listening and prototyping a club that would serve as a vehicle to help these youth go from where they are to where they dream to be. So I presented them with a series of questions related to where they are, where they see themselves, what tools they see they could use to achieve their own visions and dreams. What came out of that, based on the testimony of the young people in that group, is that the club enhanced their friendships. It relieved stress. I remember one youth saying that the club was the best day of the week for him. Right? There was a time where the young people were interviewing each other concerning their life in QRC, and one person said that his best experience in QRC was the club. Right? There have been a few young people in that club who experience personal change and transformation, growth in their confidence, as well as other social problems being brought to the surface and addressed through that club. And when I speak about social problem, it's not to say that the club is it's not a counseling group, but we are connected to an NGO that I was able to refer them to, that assisted them, and we worked together to help those who needed further assistance, emotionally, socially, and whatnot. And also bring a level of passion and positive impact to students who would have felt, distressed or discouraged concerning their education. So that is how we began. Since then, we've had young people who've been able to also achieve an income with their creative dreams. And the thing about film as an industry, now I'm going from outreach to capacity building in terms of film in our community and our nation. So from a capacity building standpoint, the young ones involved in the club were able to learn how to gain rewards and income from their passion related to film, whether it be through a film scholarship, whether it be through winning festival funding, winning financial awards from a festival, or more specifically, taking their creative vision, which is just for fun and entertainment, and using it to solve a real world problem, which is something I always directed them to. How can this fun idea be used to address a real world problem? And that is how they were able to earn, whether it's a 2,000 US scholarship, or partnership with our local state television media station, or there's another state agency that we're involved in, but I can't say much about. So, yeah, that's
Okay. Yeah, so you've had an incredible amount of success working with youth, and you just mentioned there having been awarded um, scholarships, and in fact, some persons were even awarded by the national television station a sort of a partnership of media content creation. Um, so share with us a little bit more about some of these things that would initiatives that would have come out of these awards. Just give us an idea as to what happened and potentially what what do you see as the role of, I guess, our national television stations in promoting youth empowerment, having gotten all of these skills, having had the ability to tell stories, you've learned how to do film. How can the media or television stations, adopt young persons and really empower them?
Okay, I'll start by saying that I tell my club members and their parents all the time that it will be a good idea to see themselves as Olympic athletes. And if you decide to start your training at age 21, 22, 25, it may be too late, right? The age of youth, teens, early 20s, it's a great period to build your skills and to prepare to achieve your dreams because your mind, you have the freedom to dream, and your mind and emotions has the flexibility to um, to learn quickly, right? So when it comes to results, I've seen some of my students create work that persons 10 years older than them have trouble creating, right? I've also seen some of them get into some professional roles at a young age, creatively. I remember one from a community that was not affluent and a background that wasn't affluent. He's now a graphic artist, and he became official graphic artist at around age 20, 21. There's another student who produces films for young people. She's a director. She became a director in her teens. Right, that was a huge testament to her and her passion. But she did come through our program. Um, it hasn't been that long that we've been doing this, so only a few of those have gone into their 20s. One of them is actually now an entrepreneur, and a lot of them credit their creative success with what they learned in club. And it's a model I've seen applied at least in one other place in another school, who we've also partnership with. So as regards that, when it comes to local television stations and state agencies and what they could do to empower young people, I think if they match um, creativity with good values and problem solving, or should I say, if they empower young people to create content with the caveat that you use it to address social issues or to solve a real world problem, then it would create personal and professional growth for young people, which would result in content that is beneficial holistically to the society and the wider ecology. So it's not film for film's sake, it's not creativity for creativity's sake. It is design, all right? And that cycle of removing the focus from ourselves onto others, um, I think that's the key to creating significance in young persons.
Okay, thank you for that answer. So from listening to you, Karen, I know you have a passion for youth, passion for film, and this is something that I would love for you to be able to share. So as we're going to wrap up, could you tell the audience one thing? Let's say if you had one idea that you wanted to share with people, what would that be? One insight.
Um, the need to shift from success to significance. And it's a principle I learned from John Maxwell. He's been rated as the number one leadership expert in the world by Inc. magazine. But it's a value that I really embrace. I believe our values make us valuable. And one of the critical things that a young person needs to recognize is that we cannot just think of ourselves, right? Our own personal success, how much money we have, or what. We need to extend our thinking to consider others, which leads to maturity. So the one thought I like to leave with everyone is to encourage young people to shift from success to significance, knowing that success and significance are incompatible. Also, we need to know that success is about us, but significance is about others, right? And the final thing along that trend of thought is that once you taste once you taste significance, success would not matter.
Okay, excellent. So Karen, if someone wants to get in contact with you, what are some channels that they can reach out to you on?
You can reach out to me by searching my social media tags, all of which are the same. It's at the Kyron Jeffers. Once you search that, you'll get me on Instagram, you'll get me on LinkedIn, you'll get me on all my social channels.
Excellent. And do you want to leave them with a phone number as well?
All right. It's 1-868-477-0796.
All right. So that's it, guys. Kyron, thank you for accepting my invitation to have this fireside chat. Kyron is as he has already expressed his passion for working with youth, his passion for film making. He has worked with me on the Blind Way Forward project, and he's definitely been continuously and very, very consistently working on his own productions. So the last thing that I would probably want you to share is tell us a little bit about that a project that you've been working on. Share a little bit. You don't have to give all the insights in terms of who you're working with, but just share a little bit about what it is and why it matters.
Okay, we're currently working on a film called Skygo that is meant to be an outreach series. I call it it's a micro series, given that each episode is meant to be a few minutes long. Skyglow is based on the belief that new life and new love is still being created, and that new life is having an effect on young persons in this world. Skyglow exists in a world where some young people gain power through love and connection. It's a romance and sci-fi story, and in this story, our main character Judah is on the search for his ex-girlfriend who has disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The reason why Skyglow is significant is that it uses sci-fi and storytelling to create breadcrumbs and bridges for people to find answers to some of the problems they go through internally, right? Whether it be associated with bullying, mental health, and a host of different issues, but it's all addressed in a very fun and light.
Okay, so that's the inside scoop straight from Mr. Kyron Jeffers. Thank you, Kyron, for joining us. And I look forward to interacting with you again. But for everyone who's listening, please reach out to Kyron if you want to know a little bit more about the Skyglow project. And if you want to engage him in terms of film production, he's open for business. So that's it, guys. Thank you all for listening.